Hi y'all, welcome back to Lives. I think it's time we play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright, so okay, we got plenty of water, we got food. I'm gonna stop searching for food now and concentrate on one of these apartments I was in last time had bookcase, so I'm gonna be looking for bookcases and filing cabinets, um, safes, I guess. Just in case. Get those parts I need. I got enough food for right now, so... Is that a door? Are you hiding a door? You're hiding a whole apartment back there. It's not even a reason. Or is this the apartment I was just in? Nope. Uh... yeah, so, still trying to get those, upgrade points. And still need a couple of recipes, so... I thought I'd go ahead and finish out my little search here. It's a nice view. Yeah, we didn't get to play D&D this week. I don't know why. There aren't any real excuses for it. Lazy DM, I guess. So, as I've mentioned before, we do this thing where we read the new DC comics, and then we discuss what we liked or didn't like about them. And we do this every week. And we've been doing it for like 11 years now, it feels like. I think it's closer to 6 than 11. But still a long time. And so we get a message, right? We get a message says there will not be D&D this week because the day we normally play is Valentine's Day. I'm like, okay. So I almost didn't even read the comics, because if he's canceling D&D and D&D takes place after we discuss the comics, then why would we be discussing the comics if he can't be ready for D&D, right? I mean, it only makes sense. And but I wound up reading the comics because I'm like, he's gonna want to discuss them sometime, so I might as well get them done today on my normal day when I have planned for it, than a different day when I'm not. There we go. When I'm not planned for it. Ooh. I think that's enough points to... I need science, right? Don't I need to get science to 7 for something? Oh, man, I can't remember. There was a whole plan here. I want to go up in range traps. And it requires... Oh, no, science 6. We've got that now. I thought range trap said it needed 12 points last time I played. Now it's only 10. We do melee traps as well. I'd like to try those out. Oh, chemistry station needs 10 points. That needs science of 7. Okay. So let's go ahead and grab... I'm going to go ahead and grab ranged traps 2, which unlocks the shotgun turret. I want the auto turret is what I want, so I'm going to need another level in that. But that's going to require science 7, so science 7 will be my next goal now for points. So, but yeah. So then I'm just playing a video game. You know, enjoying my quiet evening since I'm not going to be playing D&D or anything. And I get bloop bloop, and it's a message on, or whatever noise Discord makes. But anyways, it lets me know that I have been sent a message. And so I look at it, and the message says, I'll be ready to go in a couple minutes. And it's not even, it's barely after 9:30, which is when we normally do comics. And my DM... Okay. Did you see that? I can pass through solid objects now. I don't know what that is, but it's not really there. So I'm like, all right. So obviously, and I had sent a message to the other guy we play with, and I'm like, we're just not playing D&D tonight because he didn't prep for it. What little prep he needs to do, and he's using Valentine's Day as an excuse not to prep for it. I'm pretty sure. And I'm like, because if it was he can't do D&D because he has to take his girlfriend out for Valentine's Day, then obviously we won't have D&D, or we won't have comics because he will need, be on a date with his girlfriend, and won't be able to do comics since D&D comes afterwards, and there's no reason to cancel D&D if you can be home in time for comics, right? I mean, that's logic. But nope, he is home in time to do... This is the ladder, right? Yep. He is home in time to do comics, but doesn't want to do D&D because he didn't prepare for it. First he tries telling me he's too sick, and I'm like, well, then you're probably too sick to talk about comics because, I mean, either way, you're just talking, so... And he's like, look, I just didn't prepare for it, alright? I was too sick this week. I'm like, okay, but you read from a book. It's not like you're making this up. You read from a book. You use pre-made maps. Wow, there's a lot of zombies in this room. And supply box. Like, what's going on this floor? And it was all barricaded off? This is a weird... You know, I'd really like it if my club would hit that guy. That dude was like walking around with a shield on him or something there. I don't know what was going on. Every swing at him just missed. So anyway, so we went through our comics, and then I'm like, well, now we can play D&D, because it's like... Are you the same guy? Because I'm like, well, now, because it's only about 15 minutes later than we normally start. So, oh wow, this is, no wonder why this is such a mess. I didn't even know this was in these buildings. Man, I need to explore apartment buildings more often. I already know that, right? Yep. Ammo. That was a lot of time for a few 9mm bullets, man. And, yeah. He just hadn't even looked at the book. Which is weird, because he's had a week. It's not like this came out of the blue. He didn't tell us that we weren't playing D&D for Valentine's Day until, like, Monday Tuesday, so it wasn't like he even had important plans. In fact, they just went and got a burger. That's it. They went and got a burger, and then he came home to do comic book night. Uh, that's like, they weren't big romantic plans. They didn't go to a fancy place. They went and had a burger. So, I don't know. It's I told him it was a poor excuse for canceling a man's D&D, quoting, well, not quoting, but paraphrasing Charles Dickens. That's a line from Christmas Carol. This is a poor excuse for picking a man's pockets. Anyways, so yeah, no D&D this week at all for me, which is sad, because I really like it. I just wish I could find people who also really liked it. I know he made a comment while we were talking about why we weren't playing D&D that he was surprised that our other D&D session is still going. I'm like, dude, I'm surprised this one's still going. What are you talking about? What do you mean? I'm really enjoying it. Really? Because you never prepare for it, and you cancel it a lot. So, and by preparing for it, I mean reading a book. In fact, he was so sick that he couldn't do D&D last night that he talked to me for over 2 hours. Just about random stuff. And, yeah, we totally could have just played D&D. It would have been about, well, it would have been preferable for me, because I wanted to play D&D. Instead, I just played a lot of EverQuest 2. I've been playing EverQuest 2 lately. I've been reading these lit RPG books I talked about, and they gave me a hankering to play some MMO, and because I can't find a good RPG that I like. It's like the genre of RPG that I really enjoy is like super rare, and I don't understand why there aren't more in the style I like, which is like EverQuest 2, Skyrim, Fallout, you know. And it's really hard to find a good RPG. At least I haven't. Not that I try super hard, but everything is like isometric, and it's all like randomly generated loot and quests. And I'm like, okay, I'd like a storyline, and not that EverQuest has a storyline, you understand. But you know, I like some old school wizardry stuff. What happened to wizardry? Why isn't that still a good genre? Or I don't know. Nothing seems to scratch that niche, and so I broke out old EverQuest 2 since they put it on Steam. And luckily for me, I totally remembered my passwords. I was shocked. I remember my usernames and my passwords. I mean, I should. I used them a million times. Alright, maybe not a million, but... I don't know how old EverQuest 2 is, but I have the 9-year veteran reward. And they quit giving those out while I was still playing. So... and I played pretty much every day. So at least a few thousand times I used one or the other password. Alright, I think now that I've got food, it is time to... I kind of feel like this place was a dead end. I guess I'm going to turn around and go the other way here. Oh, hey! I didn't hear you coming. So my current lit RPG series I'm reading is... I finished the other one. Was pretty fun. I still like the Ascend Online series better. I don't know what the name of the second one I read because I just sat down and read through them. I didn't even look at the author's name or the titles of the books. But it was something about an apocalypse. The one where the aliens came and they took over the planet and they have to sink the quantum energies into a world or else the other worlds get damaged, and so Earth is such a backwater violent world anyways, they might as well sink it here. And I finished the third book. It's pretty good. It's I like the Ascend Online better. I like the storyline in the Ascend Online. I don't think I wanted to come all the way back here, but I want to see if there's a road back here, I guess, that leads anywhere. Heck, there might be some stores back here I haven't searched through yet. I don't think there is, though. I think we hit everything through here. It's just such a nice looking little town compared to most of the places I come across. But yeah, they basically dude woke up in a park as the world got changed into a giant video game. I mean, it's still the world. It's just that the quantum energy is used to fill it full of dangerous creatures, so that people who want to, so that people will hunt the creatures, get paid for it. So that, ooh, is that a road or is that just your parking lot? I think that's just like the parking lot, yeah. I don't know if there's like some kind of weird spawn over or something that covered the road, because we have seen some weird road generation in this particular area. It looks like this is just a dead-end little town. Like, you got this and then you got the bigger city section over here, but I didn't see a path out over here either. Let me head back over here and look for a road out of this place. So, because he was in the park, the system that runs everything, because he was a level 1 person. What was that? Oh. I was like, whatever that was really fast and coming for me. Is that a lead rock back there that I just drove over and ignored? Probably should have mined that. Yeah, alright. Let's see if we can concentrate here for 2 seconds. So because he was in the park that got turned into a level 100 plus zone, he got major perks, and one of those perks was a system guide. And so the system guide helped him choose a advanced class. I don't know if his advanced class was any fun or not. I mean, it was okay for the book. It's not what I personally would choose for a class, obviously. But, But for the book, it was all right. And then it goes up levels and stuff, and they have to go up the levels because they need the abilities to survive the things that are happening. But on top of that, there's like real politics going on, and so but everybody uses the special abilities in the system, and I don't know. It was pretty good, and I finished the 3 books, and then at the end of the 3 books, he decided that he'd had enough to do with the politics, and he was leaving. And so that was the end of Trilogy 1. Trilogy 2 will follow the group that formed as they leave the town that was the focus of most of the 3 books and head out into the world. And so yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I kind of like this new one better though. I don't know the name of it. It's something about a shaman. It's still a lit RPG book, and it's this dude. This dude is a security specialist, an IT security specialist, and he meets this woman, and they start chatting, and he makes a comment about what she does. She's also a IT security specialist, and he makes a comment that he was surprised where she worked because it sounded like she was more talented than the job she was at. And she took offense at it. And so she challenged him to hack through her security systems. And so then he went hacker on her. And because a lot of hacking is actually social engineering, and so he looked up where she went to school and all stuff like that, and figured out what she had done with her system, and if he could get through her system in like a month or something, I forget what the bet was, then she would go on a date with him. I forget what happens if he loses, but so it turned out he knew the guy who developed the system she based her security off of, and so he contacted that guy. That guy gave him back doors through the system. He went through the back doors and thought he was hacking the standalone server she set up, but someone somewhere screwed up the numbers that he was given, and instead of being given the test server, he was given the actual server, and he caused the she works at for the city in the water treatment system, and so he accidentally reversed part of the water treatment system and flooded raw sewage into the lake across from City Hall.
At least wipe that
And
shit off your boots before you come into my shop.
dude, I totally didn't listen to what you just said, so sorry. I just wanted to see what you have for sale. Look, I could buy a battery bank right here for $1,200. So the world's prison system is based off of man, I was kind of hoping he would have.
Watch yourself, stranger. I know some fellers who break legs for coin.
was gonna go back there and rob his safes. I'd tell you this, Trader Jimmy or whatever your name was, but there aren't any people left but you guys in these trader facilities and me. So, anyways, and so the entire prison system is tied into this massive full immersion VR game, and I'm assuming the system must have a real world currency exchange, and so because of that, there's a lot of laws on how raw materials can be introduced in the system, and since they can't just spawn in raw materials because they have a monetary value, someone must mine them from the system. And so they put the prisoners in special immersion tanks that have full feedback, pain, and all that stuff. And then they assign them classes, and then they set them to tasks, and that's how they serve out their prison sentences. And so their tasks are usually mining for raw ore, and as you mine for the raw ore, you go up levels, and you move on to other ores. And so the main character in this book, like I said, he didn't really mean to do anything, but he got sentenced to 8 years in prison, and instead of like probation and stuff, you get a monetary value, and if you can accrue the monetary value they have assigned, then you can buy your way out of prison. But you can't be given the material, you have to earn it. And so he has to earn I think it's 100 million in-game currency, or serve 8 years in the game. But you don't have to serve it all in the original thing. There's a limit to how long you actually mine, and if you can reach your limit, then you can go in and play the actual game. And so the first book is basically him getting out of the mine and into the actual game world. Oh, there's not really much here. I'm a little disappointed by the lack of city. I want to go back to that other road I was on then. It looked like it traveled further. And yeah, so it's pretty good. It's not as good as Ascend Online for me, but I do like it. I think better than the Apocalypse one. I think I'd like the fantasy setting better than the weird fantasy / technology that maybe I don't like the main character as much in the Apocalypse one, because he was really angry all the time. And like, he was angry before the apocalypse happened, and so it just carried over, and he was just super angry, and nobody's really a very nice person in the books, and I don't know. Whereas this guy in this book seems a little more friendly to people. And so I'm on the second book now. There's like 7 books so far in the series. And so I made it to the second book. And the second book is, he's actually in town now, or in a town now. And is trying to get his footing in the game world. I kind of like this place here up on this little hill. I want to go check this out. I'm going to run into a tree. Why are you up here on this hill, little fancy house? Out in the middle of nowhere? Apparently don't have a front door. There it is. Zombies who aren't interested in me. The other guy just left. I don't know. He's just like, I'm out of here. You know how long I've been trapped in this house? I got things to do. Places to go. Somebody got locked in the bathroom. Oh, this isn't the bathroom. Hey. Who are you and where'd you come from, businessman? Oh, I guess this was the bathroom over here. Yeah, the first book was all right. It was a lot about mining and leveling up his crafting abilities, and because he got assigned jeweler, and so there's a quota on how much you mine, and you can mine more if you want, and so he did that, and wanted to make friends with a guy who was a smith so he could get raw ores to work on crafting and stuff in the first book. And then they found a dungeon, and they went and they fought their way through the dungeon at the end of the book. And weirdly, though, is like everybody he met in the book, everybody they met in the book were all like getting out at the same time into the game, and I was a little surprised that he doesn't try to keep in touch with them now that he's in the game. And that just seems weird to me that they would go through so much together. Like they got special stuff because they were the first ones to ever clear the dungeon, because prisoners don't clear dungeons. Prisoners do their time and then go home. And so, you know, they got some special stuff that no one else has, and quest rewards that you know, lead to other quests, and you know, he just, nope, I'm out, I'm in a new place, I'm gonna do my thing. And so it was a little weird to me that he doesn't try and keep touch with the he also played the game regularly, and so you're only allowed one character, so they deleted his other character, and he had to start over with his new prisoner character, which is in a class that no one likes, the shaman. But apparently the shaman is very powerful if you play it correctly. And so he is playing it differently than they suggest you play it, and it's making him more powerful. You can play a shaman, or you can try and be a shaman. If you try and be a shaman, then you get options that are not available to people who are just playing the class shaman, instead of trying to understand what it means to be a shaman. I guess, I don't know. Basically, it just boiled down to he did the quest, which was a series of 4 trials to become an initiate shaman, and he got access to the forums, and so he looked on the forums how other people did it, and so they had a walkthrough of how to do it. And when he got to the end, he didn't feel like that was the correct way to do it, even though it said he succeeded, and so he reset the quest and did it a different way. And so when he completed the quest his way, it unlocked better options because it was more in tune with the theme of the quest rather than just completing the individual 4 parts. He completed them basically as a whole, and so it completed the quest all at once instead of one at a time. But anyways, yeah, it's pretty good. Like I said, I like it a little better, I think, than the Apocalypse one, but I don't like it as much as I like Ascend Online. Unfortunately, it seems like I'm getting to the end of all these. Like, the 7th book of the one I just started reading just came out. The 3rd book of the one that I just finished just came out. The 3rd book of Ascend Online just came out. I'm like, man, I hate this. I hate when I discover a series and they're just getting started, or they're still going and the book just came out, I'd like to, catch it when there's like 72 books, and there aren't really that many series that have 72 books. There's a couple, and I did try to read one time. I couldn't get into it though. It has like 89 books in the series or something, different authors, but yeah, looks like I have found a new little town here maybe to explore. So probably work on that next time, because it looks like right now I need to get in a house here with a second story and get myself blocked off here. Shoot. Well, that doesn't work. That's the opposite of blocking yourself off. I have actually, that should work pretty good. Oh, I should turn my light too. Are you dead? You dead. Okay. Let's try and make sure that my floor is empty of zombies now. Because that's coming right there. It's now fast zombie time. Alright, with that, I'm sorry, Crawler, you're still slow, even in fast zombie time. With that, I'm going to call it a day, so click like if you like. Subscribe, be sure and catch the next one. And I will talk to you later.